Over these past few years, the world has been hit with a tragedy that has only happened a few times in history before. This tragedy that we all know is called the coronavirus. The coronavirus has been around for almost 3 years now, and even though at the beginning of the pandemic things were crazy because we had no idea what was going to happen to us, our families, and the world in general. But over the past years, the world has had to adapt to how things are going to be and how things have changed from what we once knew before. And we will be talking about how the world has adapted over these past few years. The economy has been a whirlwind since the pandemic hit. When the pandemic started off, the economy severely slowed down in 2020, but now the economy has been slowly recovering. With a huge legislative response to the pandemic and to the people, the economy has stayed strong. And with continued rounds of substantial fiscal support, it had a major uplift in the economy since 2020. Worldwide, there are around 249,906,905 cases of COVID-19, and my guess is that those numbers keep going up every single day. And there are about 5,049,976 deaths caused by COVID. And again, my guess is those numbers keep going up as well. But as you can see by those numbers, COVID has caused a lot of harm and death. The US, India, and Brazil are the countries with the highest number of cases that have been reported. Then the UK, Turkey, and Russia follow right behind them. What really helped the pandemic in starting to get back to what the world used to be would be the COVID-19 vaccine. The vaccine was released on December 11, 2020. It was first available to anyone 16 and above, but now the vaccine is available to anyone 12 and above. And the FDA has certified the vaccine to meet the highest standards of safety and efficiency. China and India are the two highest countries with vaccines administered, with between 2.3 billion and 1 billion. Then the US is the third country with 430 billion vaccines.
My name is Tina Malloy, and I got my COVID vaccine.
Why do you support the COVID-19 vaccine?
I support it because I feel that it prevents you from getting COVID, and if you do get COVID after having the shot, I feel it prevents you from getting it worse.
Do you feel the COVID-19 vaccine is safe?
Yes, I feel it's safe. I feel like the FDA would not put anything in us that was unsafe.
Education has been affected the most since the pandemic because when we first went into shutdown, it reduced instruction and one-on-one time with teachers. So that affected students' performances, which had a major downfall compared to past years. And after a while, kids just started to lose interest in school because they were home and they could be on their computer screens, but not actually having to interact in classes. Many kids suffered through this time, but now as we are starting to be more in school and more interactive with teachers, students' performances have gone up slowly. And even though it's a slow process, things will get better.
I'm Elise Singh. I go to Otter.
The pandemic affected your education?
Personally, I think it hasn't affected much, but it has affected me in some ways, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So what I mean by that, I think, is that like my grades personally hasn't been affected, but like the way I am learning now, like my brain, the way it's learning is very much different as to when the pandemic started.
Has your one-on-one time with teachers been affected?
My one-on-one time, I don't like conversing with adults personally, but my one-on-one time has probably changed a lot because like you can't really go to a single teacher and be like, I need help with this, because they have so many other students needing help too. And like with like COVID restrictions and stuff, it's also very hard, even though it makes like very little difference. But yeah.
The pandemic has definitely affected everyone in some way or another. But even though with all the pain the pandemic has caused, we still fought and we're still repairing our lives. So don't give up, keep fighting, and things might not be as they once were, but they will get better over time. So don't let this pandemic stand in your way from life, because as you can see, things are getting better. So stay strong and keep fighting.